Okay. I'd take a quick stop just to maybe adjust the camera a little bit. I hope it's in focus. But so I just literally just base coat all the middle bits real super fast, right? And so now, gotta do the next bits. Just gonna rinse my brush out real quick. Literally, guys, I'm just using one brush, one fucking small set of paints, and we're gonna just bust through this, right? So next thing I'm gonna use is just sort of a heavy brown from Vallejo. It's literally called VGC Heavy Brown. Just throw it on your palette, slightly thin it, right? Just thin it a little bit. And now, I'm gonna make sure we got a tip on there. We're just literally gonna paint all the little brown bits, right? So, paint the bracer, kind of went on a little thicker than I want, but not the end of the world. Paint the packs. This is oddly difficult with the weird way my fucking phone is set up. I'm just probably just gonna paint his whole pants brown. Alright, just keep it simple. Paint these weird little bootleggers. Right, these little straps on his boots. Oh, just realized it wasn't really in camera. So, and I'm gonna leave the boots, the actual boot part, and I'll try to come back in and cut those to be black. But it's just paint, 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 work, work, work. And if you wanna maybe even cut this whole step and you're just gonna base coat the whole thing with a brush, you could just leave the pants black, my dudes. And this is not even the greatest base coat in the whole world, because it's not really gonna matter once you see the wash step, right? So just get up underneath there, get in there, okay. And we're talking about speed painting, don't forget that. Talking about getting 20, 30, 40 cultists, 20, 30, 100 bloodletters, whatever the fuck, really simple model you want to get down and done. So you can take it to a tournament, it will look decent, and you won't be bummed out about it. Let's do the skin next. I'm going to use a little bit of Menoth White Highlight from P3, a little bit of that brown, just a tiny bit of that brown, but mostly Menoth White, because the wash product I use, the enamel, really browns the model up, so I really don't need it to be peachy, right? Like I don't need like skinny, I don't need like the skin color to be perfect. Because these are cultists, right? Chaos, things can be messy, things can be dirty, and it'll work out just fine. So, let's get these, the arms, oh, that paint went on just a touch too thin. So, let's, actually probably going to put in a little, let's see what I got here. Throwing a little, ooh, that Screaming Skull looks booty. Fuck it. We're gonna roll with it. Alright. I'm I'm over it. We're gonna roll with it, guys. So let's let that dry a little bit. So we're just gonna come in, base coat all that skin. All right, just it's probably 3 parts Menoth white to 1 part heavy brown. And I think a real key to speed painting, guys, is palette needs to be simple. Needs to be simple. Keep your techniques simple. Again, this is not to win a painting award. This is not to win a bunch of fucking shit. It's just to get them done, right? I have a list where I'm gonna probably run like 120 of these guys, and I gotta have all the squads be easily identifiable from each other. So if I don't do that, fuck it, I'm even gonna paint this string, because you'll see when it comes to the wash, it'll look different enough, right? So I'm not even gonna paint it perfectly. Okay, so I got a really shitty base coat down now. I'm gonna pull this model away just for a hot second, so I can do his face a little better. So I'm not just gonna fuck his whole face up. Right? Okay, so we're there. Almost. We gotta paint some hair. I'm feeling this guy, make it a little contrasty. I'm gonna give him red hair. He's weird. I kind of think of like cultists as like punk rock dudes, right? Like old school punk rock guys. So they can get weird. They could have some weird hair. So we're just gonna do his hair, paint it red. And you're probably thinking, what the fuck is this guy doing? This guy's a garbage painter. Blah, blah, blah. And you're probably right. To be honest, I'm going to take some brown, mix it in with the red, do that goatee, and some brown to it. Drop your brush like a fucking noob. Okay. Yeah. So that's the base coat, right? So now, the fun part. Enamel washes. If you've never tried enamel washes, they're super fucking fun. Pretty easy to use. So I wouldn't stress over it. I'm going to get rid of some of this paint. But they're cool. So with me going slow, talking, it's probably going to be a 20-minute video. So I'm going to turn my airbrush back on. I'm going to run a little more water through my brush just to get the last remaining gunk out of there. And again, batch painting, right? We're talking about batch painting. When you batch paint this stuff, it literally takes almost no time. So, keep the brush, get it in there, get all this gunk out of here. Okay, here's secret tech, ready? Bum, 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 bum. Streak and grime. So, we are literally going to douse the whole model in this stuff. I love this stuff. This stuff literally works magic. It's amazing. So, prime it. Here we go. And we can do 2 coats. It's going to go on, it's going to blast away, it's going to look weird and bad and fucking gross. But, fear not, friends. This is going to be magic. So I'm going to blow some air on here. Let this start to dry a little bit. Hey guys, I'm doing this fucking live. Like, this shit is easy as fuck. So, you see it starting to dry. Really dull down the model. Start adding that second coat. I want this thing to be dark. Right? Alright, I'm gonna let that dry for a few minutes. Blow some air on it. And then I'm gonna hit it with some white spirits. You guys are gonna see the magic. I may do a second coat of streak and grind. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a little bit more on the top where that green is. That green came out a little brighter than I thought it would with the streak and grind. But it's gonna be all good, baby. All good in the hood. So it's gonna really, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Really dull this guy down. I'm kind of shooting it far away. Just continually rotating. So now, I'm gonna let that do its thing. Let it dry for a second. I'm gonna put some Windex in my airbrush. Let it sit. And again, airbrush is done. We're done with this airbrushing business. Take my glove off. Now, the final step. You're gonna need a little bowl and some white spirits. And you're gonna need a little toothpick. No, not toothpick, Q-tip. So I'm really putting the smallest amount of white spirits in my bowl. And then here's my... When you do this, you need one end that is going to be for the white spirits, and then another end is for removing white spirits. This stuff is alcohol based, so it's going to dry really fast. Let's see what we got here. Starting to focus it a little better. There we go. I'm going to call this guy Robert. So Robert's fucking dirty right now. He's wet. He's shit. That's okay. We don't care. We don't care. So. Just gonna let him dry a few more minutes. But this product's really cool, man. Like, you can achieve some really cool, fun results if you're into that pt2 or very grim, dark style, and you kind of don't want to go through the hassle of oil washes. You know, varnishing your model, or gloss varnishing your model, then creating the whole mix for doing oil washes and stuff like that. This could be a quick alternative. So I think he's probably dry enough. So I'm literally just going to take the wet end and I'm going to dab most of it off. Really just get rid of a lot of it. And then now that we got Robert in the camera, I'm literally just going to touch him. You can see it start to peel away a little bit. I'm going to take the dry side and I'm going to spread it. And it starts to really build those blends. It almost becomes like your highlight, right? So I'm literally just touching it and then blending it all together. I'm not really rubbing it with the white spirits. I'm really just taking the white spirit in, just touching the model. It's like on the skin. Just gonna touch the shoulder and blend it all together. Touch it again if you want to add. Take a little more away. There you go. Now you're really seeing some get removed. Let's do the top of the hand. Just blend it. Let's do this arm, hand. Now you're gonna have to add a little more spirit every once in a while to your Q-tip because it will dry out. Or if you're an idiot like me, you just accidentally stuck it in your fucking metal paint like a fucking putz. So, grab another Q-tip. Okay. So, alright. Let's do this again. And so you just keep going, man. Like, I know I highlighted this down here, so I want to show that off. Get in there, mix it up. Take a little bit of this away so I can highlight the pants. Right? You're really starting to show. This does your highlights for you, right? So you can kind of, I wouldn't say be overly sloppy. You still gotta know where to put shit, but this really allows this sort of grim dark style to come forward. And be a little more achievable, right? But and it doesn't really shine. It doesn't really dry glossy, right? It's just the enamel, the alcohol in the enamel, so everything has to go out of it. But these pouches, slowly take some of that away on the bottom. Back of the boot, back of the legs. This little bracer we did. Now, at this point, I'd probably let him dry. Now to finish, when he is dry, I'll show you a couple of models I did with this concept. But there's just one last step after it's completely dry, and that is to dry brush it with white, like super fine white. But here is a Poxwalker, same concept, real simple base coating, and then enamel washed, and then just dry brush white afterwards. Really comes out really strong. And then here is the dude you guys saw, right? And pretty much the same method, man. I mean, I really didn't do anything different. I just dry brushed it with the white afterwards. And I think I hit some of the metallics with a little brighter silver dry brush after. But really simple. Super, oh fuck, big camera bump. Twice! Super simple method. But you can see the depth you achieve is pretty crazy, you know. And you gotta remember, we're talking about speed painting here. We're not talking about painting up something. You're not painting Archeon. You're not painting a Lord of Change. You're not talking about cultists, bros. So we'll take a little more away at the knee, a little more away at the top of the hand. On these, a little more away at the shoulders. Yes. See, now I'm starting to see. And this is the cool thing about the spirits. You can just sort of keep chipping away, removing some. And if you fuck it up, dude, don't worry. Just put more fucking streaking grime on it and go back at it. So I think I'm gonna leave him there and let him dry, because that bro looks pretty sweet. So I think this video total was like 30 minutes with me explaining dry times, all that shit. But the actual painting, maybe 15 to 18 minutes. So yeah, give it a try, guys. I think it's really fun and easy.